so finally, my dad takes me to kung fu lessons, right? I remember the first day, you know, and I'm in awe of all the weapons hanging on the walls, you know, the guando, the pu dao, the three-section staff. And my dad watches as my sifu runs me through all the basic motions. And well, I'm still trying to figure out why I'm still the only Chinese guy in the room, you know?
Grandmother in Korean would tell me the stories while cooking for the family. White rice sparkling in its Peter pan. Rinsed over and over. Quicksilver water bubbling. Silver and pearl mixing and becoming one. Grandma used to wash rice all the time. We ate a lot of rice.
I found myself sitting precariously on the edge of the bowl with my legs dangling over the edge of the soup. Up close, it was no longer a bowl of seafood soup, it was almost an ocean. And with huge blocks of tofu and
When I started in Taiwan, my whole first year, all we did was horse dance training. I remember the first day. I walked in the door, and my teacher told me to do 200 push-ups. At the age of 5.
My brother was always one of those subdued.
I'm cool because I'm subdued.
Kind of guys.
I don't get excited about anything. Ever. Enthusiasm?
Then suddenly, not only is he dragging me
To do a Bruce Lee movie marathon at drive-in, yeah.
but he's defending them like I've never heard him defend anything. Bruce Lee versus Yvonne Element for the title of the greatest Asian American role model in the history of the 70s. All right, go. And then at last, the American soldier assigned to us, I mean, he sat in front of the bus, the seat just before mine, a young man of no older than 20, and with a rifle and following his orders. I mean, the lines had been clearly cut for him, and yet when I think back on it, we didn't really fit on either side of that line. Of course, at the time, we all felt very important because, you know, we had an armed guard, and all the young boys looked with fascination at his glistening black rifle. Hours and hours on that bus, bouncing over the dusty roads, and in time, our energy settled. And I remember that young girl in the back suggesting that we sing songs to pass the time, and so we sang that whole trip. And Miss Ushio joined in and clapped along. Even the soldier would break from his stoic stance and smile as we screamed and hollered that we'll be coming around the mountain. And then that little girl, who could barely look over the seat in front of her, stood up on her seat and began to sing. And slowly, one by one, every child on that bus stood up and joined in. And I looked at that young American soldier, who suddenly turned away from all of us and looked at the floor in shame as Miss Ushio watched us and began to cry.
Goddamn, you have Japanese girls.
So these are great movement, it's just awesome. They're like the epitome of nerd rock, you know what I mean? I think when they hear me on the air, they think I'm like a dork, you know? They don't think I'm a Japanese dork. I mean, if they think I'm a dork, they're gonna think I'm a dork. They're not gonna think I'm a dork because I'm Asian, you know? I mean, of course, you don't want to forget where you come from, but it's like, at the same time, like, shit, I'm an American, you know? I mean, I don't know, you gotta be yourself, you know? You just gotta be a good person, and like, you are changing stereotypes, you know? You know, whatever speaks to you, whether it's like, you know, bleaching your hair, or, you know, shaving your head, or, you know, it doesn't make you a sellout. It just, you know, doors will open. Yeah.
I knew how to work hard, so instead of the band thing, I opened up a catering business, which is long, tough days now. But it paid off. grandkids. We can even go back home to Hawaii whenever we want. We can even go to the new island of Hawaii on the mainland, Vegas. Hey, no laugh. You know, I win sometimes. These days I don't remember too much about Mozart. And then at church on Sundays, they sing back on the congregation everybody else. Even when I perform now, I perform songs of when I sing them back home. And sometimes I don't remember them when somebody asks me to sing a song. But when they tell me a line, or even say words, I remember like I never left back home.
The rice, it absorbs all the flavors from the meats. She used to talk about how she used more ingredients than anyone ever did back home, because here in America, food was so plentiful. If these were rich man's dongs,